Hello everyone, this is Mason Cook of the Team Extendables, and today we are going to be recording a playthrough of my level of the gold build. Here it is. Let me pull it up. Yeah, so you can see it right here. Revision number 831985. It is the gold build of our game. It is finally done. I am so excited. Okay, let's go. I will open it up. Okay, that's probably acceptable settings. I was just about to adjust the gain on my mic. Okay, I forgot to click in there. I'm just waiting. I am sure waiting. Alright, for the sake of everyone, I am going to turn down the SFX and the music so you can hear my voice. There's not much to say on the menu here. I updated some of the visuals to use some of the new textures that I was using. I will go with dark red or light green. I like light green. It's a cool shade of green. It's pretty cool. So I will show the issues as they go. Let's do this. 3, 2, 1, let's jam. Oh, so good to be here. Final, real assignment. After this, I will be done. It's gonna be awesome. So here we have it. I just revamped this myself. The teleport room now has a landscape. Let's pick campaign. One thing that kind of bugs me is that, okay, actually let me adjust my video settings a bit. I'm gonna turn it to high, just so that I can get more stable FPS. I can run the game fine, but like playing on a 165 Hz monitor is kind of made me a little bit of like a graphics snob. I'm not gonna lie, or a frame rate snob. Let's actually get this. Oh, that's right. I don't have access to the console commands. That's alright. Proceed and direct. This is actually one of my issues. So if you press E, it'll start filling up. And one of my issues is, let me actually pull it up. Yeah. As the player, I want the pop-up message to close. I want the pop-up message close speed to be consistent regardless of frame rate, so that it feels better and more consistent throughout the game. If you see this, it closes at a consistent rate. And I did some math in the the code and made it always close at the same rate. So, yeah, there you have it. I mean, I would have to limit the frame rate in order to show that, and I can try doing that in a laggier section, like in a later room. But yeah, I'll go ahead and mark that one as complete. It'll do it regardless of the frame rate, which is good because it would slow it down if you were lagging at all, which is not cool. Alright, so... Okay. That kind of blows. So... Yeah, I mean... I'm just gonna shut it up even more. So yeah, the lights... They're still untextured. I cannot for the life of me figure out why. It's really weird. It's annoying. It's stupid. They have their materials plugged in. They work fine in the editor. They work fine in the standalone game. I checked to make sure they work. But I can't. So whatever, I guess. I'll just mark that as my there's our new zombie. Looking pretty cool. Also, I will show you this. It's pretty cool. You can no longer accidentally select stuff. So, there was a bug in the previous version where you could select, like, for example, the back button right there, even though you're not supposed to be able to. So, yeah. Doesn't work anymore, so that issue is crossed off. That issue is... As the player, I want to only select menu options so that the video settings menu, or from the video settings menu, so that I don't accidentally select an option outside of it if I didn't mean to. So that issue is crossed off. Its completion criteria was no options should be clickable behind the video settings menu, and it's good. It is good. It is very good. Oh, this is the laggier part, so I can show it. It still closes at the same rate, even in this lag. Like, you can see me lagging a little bit here. It's not running at the same buttery smooth frame rate that it was. That is an unfortunate part of this room, but I think people can tolerate that. It's not like it's like a big major part of the game, like the Korok forest in like Breath of the Wild or something. And it's just that beginning part too. It doesn't lag that bad in this area. Now I'll just complete the puzzle and stuff. There we go. What happened there? Why am I taking damage? Wait. Oh, it's gas. Oh wow, I feel kind of stupid. I feel like I should be aware of that in my own level. I was like, whoa, what's going on here? So just a zombie we killed. Oh, okay. There's another thing I can check off right there. So, I want the enemies to speak and have voice lines so I can get more satisfying and useful auditory feedback when fighting them. So the completion criteria is voice lines are played upon entering different states. Voice lines are played in excess with an external manager in the game mode, ensuring that the voice lines aren't overplayed and as a result become annoying. Voice lines are different based on the enemy type, including soldiers and zombies. You'll see that you heard him say enemy spotted. So yeah, let's do it. That's pretty cool. So now I will take this. Like that issue is complete. You'll hear later too that about it. I figure I should actually head back because I neglected to get the cat because I was just speedrunning. The cat saves properly work now, and I will demonstrate that by collecting both the cats in this level. So here's the first one, Felix. Fun fact, like, close to maybe half of the cats are named after cats from the team members who were on the Extendables, so that's pretty cool. Well, and like basically the other half are just like random pop culture cats. Yeah, it's like some more obscure than others. You have Felix, obviously, which is like pretty easy. But then you have like Pito. Alright, you'll hear more of the enemy lines in here. Wait, let me look at that issue real quick. Oh yeah. I have it unfocused right here, but you can see no bugs or anything with it, so that issue is complete. Yes, it has no issues with the player's animations occur when unfocusing the game or alt-tabbing. So yeah, I fixed that bug earlier just by saying something in the editor. Let's hear him talk. Yeah, it says, kill him, patrol here, indicating his state. And you can hear the enemy gunshots, which are pretty good. And he screams when he dies. So yeah, that is most certainly checked off. So now I will grab the gravity gun, do the thing. That's okay, like, it's not like, whatever. Alright, so, yeah, I can hear more of their lines in here. And also, I improved the performance a bit by removing all those boxes. So yeah, it performs a lot better now. Oh, I totally forgot to oh, never mind. I don't need to go back and get the other cat. I can actually show you, look, it saves the cat count, it's all good. We can mark that off the list. So, yeah, it says cat counts listed in the menus and messages should be accurate. You saw it earlier as 1 out of 12, and now you see it here, it's 1 out of 12. It didn't do that before, so that's pretty good. And you also heard the soldier shots coming. That's another issue checked off. It says firing shots on a soldier should be able to be heard from a long distance away, but not so far away that the information becomes completely useless to the player. So that's good. Up next we have the train, and also the HUD. You saw here, it works fine. If I actually go ahead and change the HUD color, you'll notice that like the colors for the bars stay a constant. Wait, change. Whoa. I did not intend for it to be like this long, but sure. I don't know what happened here, but I think it must have looped in on itself or something and added like tons upon tons upon tons of them. Probably just my folly, but it's okay. I'll switch over to dark red. It's cool, edgy colors. Yeah, so I will shoot it here. And now you can see the polished suit HUD. If I switch to my pistol, you can see the bar and stuff. You saw my health decrease earlier. There's the aux bar. There's the shield bar. Let me hurt myself. And you can see the bars work just fine. And it displays the alt ammo too, so let me fire another grenade. Oh, it actually just regened on that one because the alt fire regens and stuff. So there you have it. It works. It works just fine. And now I will get on the train. That genuinely scared me. I never heard that before. Wow. Hats off to you, Rob. Yeah, and I made it so that you can't really jump inside the train, so there was a glitch where you could jump and due to like collision issues and stuff, it wouldn't happen. And also, here's another issue. I'm hammering away at the pause button and the escape button, but I can't pause. The reason for that is that I disabled it in one of my issues, so yeah, that works perfectly fine. 2 in 1, demonstrated here. And now I'll go a little further into Taylor's level so I can demonstrate some of the issues that I had relating to his level specifically, which was the music playing at the Digger defense mission, and the... Oh, I forgot to mention also the chairs. You saw them in there. Like well, chairs and other props. You saw me replacing them. So I have the completion criteria done for that. Props in the testing facility are replaced with models that are of much higher quality. You also saw it with the desks and stuff in the testing facility, which I replaced. I think it looks a lot better now. So I'll go through here. I had to use weapon cheat, unfortunately, but yeah. Yeah, so you basically lift that up and it explodes, killing the particles. Look at them, they look so good. through here. I think the flashlight might be a little. I don't know. I thought it was. Yeah. Yeah. So I have one of my issues coming up here. Here's the hand cannon. Let's go again and grab that. Wait for my just to recharge. Grab the gravity gun, and now I'll show you one of my issues, which is let me pull it up. Where is it? As the player, I want to be able to easily walk through a door. I slice into pieces with the saw blade so that I don't have any troubles walking over pieces of wood just cut. Yeah, so I was able to basically make the pieces of wood not collide with the player. Look, you just walk through and you're good. There's actually a zombie right there. That's kind of a replacement. And you just push them around and it's no issue. So that's completed. The completion criteria was destructible pieces of wood and the sliceable door should not collide with the player, and that works just fine. So I'm just gonna fly my way over there. Woohoo! And I just enabled a cheat to let me do that. It's not on the dev menu. Actually, I added this. This wasn't an issue or anything, but I just felt like adding it. Enabling dev mode. And now I return back to normal when pressing it. Oh wait, does it work? Oh no, apparently I tried executing the console command ghost, but I guess that didn't work, unfortunately. So I will go ahead and grab the fuse and show that the music plays, and that will be my final issue. Where's the fuse? Did he move it? Let me look for the fuse. Where's that pesky fuse? It was supposed to be over there, wasn't it? Oh yeah, there's also a cat. Might as well go collect that. Here we go, Skid Cyrus. There we go, 2 out of 12. I swear the fuse is normally over here. Am I going crazy? That's weird. Where is the fuse? Oh, okay. I'm an idiot. Okay, it looks like I'm not the only one who has, like, some missing textures, at least. I forgot he moved it over to that area. Ironically, with the light, it doesn't stand out that much. Yeah, but there we go. Now you'll see in like 20 seconds or so, the music will start to play. I would prefer if it started playing immediately, but I lost that debate with my team. Or at least the person I was debating with, so no music it is. Just 30 seconds of awkward silence. I'm not actually going to play through all the wave because this is my final issue, but yeah. Yep, you can hear the music starting. And here I am just attacking those enemies. Here I go killing again. Also, I lost the debate with like replacing the sniper rifle sound. I think the new one's way better, but like apparently not. Not trying to be mean or anything. It's just like it's kind of weird. But yeah, that's all. That's all there is. I finished my issues and I'm done with my bachelor's degree. Hell yeah. So I will be passing it off to Rob now, who is next. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Robert Hughes. I'm part of Team Extendables, and I'm going to be showing off the work I did for the final milestone of Project and Portfolio 6. Let's get into it. Alright, so a lot of the work I did was in the first level and the second level, so I'm going to go through and show off as much as I can. First things first, before I move at all, there are new audio lines that are going to be playing throughout the majority of the facility, and I'm very excited for you all to hear it. So now for the first one. Forgot to make that play as soon as you spawn in. Had it last minute, should have moved the audio volume forward. You saw I had to do a bunch of workaround for that, but it happens. Let's move on. Also, shout out to Taylor, my teammate, for writing the new script. Fantastic job on that. So we're going to come up to here. All right. It was a lot of fun going through and doing the audio lines with the new script, and yeah, like it just so much fun with that. Really glad I got to do that, and I'm glad my team was okay with me voice acting for our game. Definitely was a lot of bloopers. Alright, so I have done more than just audio lines, but there's a lot of audio lines. Yeah, I know my audio for here is gonna be a little weird, just me talking about what I did because, well, a lot of what I did was vocal stuff, so I have to be quiet so you can hear the lines. All right. Also, now one of the things I did was making sure that this zombie mesh that was provided by our artists, actually use the animations we had in engine, attack, all that stuff, and one of the biggest pains in my asses. It's a great model. I really like how it ended up turning out with the textures and all that, but having to get it set up in engine was so annoying. I'm very glad I did it because now we have a proper looking husk. But yeah, on to the next.
Warning, power surge in testing chamber 4.
Alright, gonna switch to my wrench here for this part. But yeah, so you're going to hear throughout here kind of a sort of story go along with what the lines say. And that is what we wanted to have with the new script. At least that was Taylor's intention. I think it's done a very good job. I just hope that I had actually implemented all the voice lines. Because I think I might have left out a voice line, and I will feel bad that a line from the new script is not in when it should have been.
Rebel forces have entered the facility. Termination of simulation and purging of current assets advised. Purging cycle commencing in chamber 4 entrance.
Another thing I worked on is I added in these vents that are bringing in gas starting the purging cycle, and if you step here, you take damage from that gas. Also, this is a thing that Mason added, this little Easter egg, which little hint, but that will end the game. So we will not be going through that. That'll be something he can show off. But we are going to go here through this vent and continue playing through the level.
Alert. Subject 17 is broken free from the test chamber.
Alright. Oh! Walked back a little too far. But
17, stand down. Disarm yourself and prepare for collection. Failure to comply will label you as hostile.
alright. I also wanted to mention that with these voice lines, I recorded most of these on Audacity. Well, not most, all of them, but was able to get them done pretty well with just the standard effects that you can use in Audacity. I'm very proud of that.
Now, and I'll make sure you won't leave this facility alive.
So that line is not from the new script. That is from the old script, and I forgot to replace that. That is on me. Wow, that sucks for story continuation. Like, would love to have the story be consistent, but that happened. Oof. That's not fun. Hopefully there are no other lines that are screwed up, because there's some really fun lines coming up that I'm excited for people to hear.
There is no escape. Cease this rebellion and surrender now, and you will be taken alive.
I'm very excited to show off the ending of the audio for this level. It's really intense.
Subject 17 is making its way towards the lobby. Lethal force has been authorized.
I'm gonna be a little silent for this next part. Alright. The next thing I did is I finally replaced our gravity gun mesh for the, not the mesh for the gun, but the pickup to unlock it. Finally matched it. So come up here, and now we have the gravity gun. This is like a room filled with my stuff, but first I'm gonna grab this cat because I know it's here. I'm gonna do it. Hello, cat. Okay, so we're gonna come back over here. This is a dispenser for the explosive barrels, and it's that usually you'd be able to go up, press E, and a barrel would come out. But I decided to add a button here to make it a little easier for people to grab it and then throw it here at the door. Also, this explosive door used to be able to just be broken with the pun of the gravity gun. Now only barrels will work on it, and I'm very happy with that. Moving forward into the level, we have some more stuff that I worked on. This is a variation of the explosive barrel dispenser that forces you to pick up a barrel out of it, but I'm going to heal up real quick. Alright, we're going to press this button. Okay. I don't know why, but it seems to do that. So, for continuity's sake, I don't know why, but I was able to break that with my gravity gun. Oh well. It's not the end of the world. We can progress. That's all that matters. Hopefully these guys drop pickups so I can heal. Sadly, I'm very sad that I cannot pick the barrel up out of that. That was something I thought I'd fixed, but I guess because it, gets blocked by this and all that collision, should have just kept the same thing. Oh well. Stuff happens. We've only had 4 months to do this, so last minute things like this always pop up. Not fun. But I will say this, pay very close attention to how these audio lines work in this next room.
I don't know where you think you're going. There's nothing around for miles. Keep that door shut!
And that was the last audio line of the facility. There are other audio lines in the game that you will hear in other people's levels, being Ben and Brendan, and I am very excited for you all to hear them. I'm going to show off the work that I did to help out my next teammate, Taylor, whose level is after mine. So we're going to hop in and go through that transition. Alright, time to show this working. Alright. First things first, for the professors who've gone through and seen, there used to be a button here, but I decided to take this out for Taylor because he requested, and there's just a volume that you walk through and the barrel will now roll instead of having to hit a button. As you can see right here. It's picked up by our barnacle, and that happens. Next thing I did for him was add this little sign. This sign is kind of like a denotion of this is the way to go instead of that way. Because that way is just filled with some zombies and all that. But I'm going to do a little quick run through this just because this is his level. So I do not want to show off too much. Mainly just going to do a quick run. Won't be grabbing any of the extra guns or anything, since that is all stuff for Taylor to show you in his level. I will be at least going through this. Very quickly, I would like to show just a quick glimpse. I have added props down here for Taylor, and this will be where I end off my video without dying to these guys. So thank you for watching, and I will pass it to my next teammate.
Hello there, my name is Totemescu. I'm part of Team Extendables, and I'm going to be going through my issues list for what I've been doing for Sprint 4, or Sprint 2, sorry, Sprint 2. So first things first, let me just showcase that this is the most current build. Right over here, there's the build number. And I'm going to go ahead and yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go through my list. First thing, we know that pause menu is working, options working. Go back, resume, go to the main menu, which we're not going to do. Yeah, we're going to go through my issues list now. So first thing on the list is first thing on the list we got, sorry. So first thing on the list we got here, I've been going through the list right now. Replace all blue assets. So yeah, so add textures to all blue assets. So pretty much everything that was block meshed in the game has now been fully textured, fully rendered. And you'll see that throughout the level. I can't show you it all at once, so you're just gonna have to see it while I'm playing. Redo, and the next one is replace the barnacle mesh, so you're gonna see that right now. As a matter of fact, let's just go up to it. So at this point in the game, you only have wrench, pistol, and the gravity gun, of course. So going through this area, you're gonna notice that you have these weird things that are definitely not rocks. So you're gonna walk up here. This barrel rolls down. Gonna get picked up. Get picked up by that barnacle. So there it is. It's been retextured. It's got a fleshy tongue. It gets kind of angry when we get too close, so we're not gonna do that. Just kidding. We're just gonna kill it. So yeah, gonna move on. So we're gonna go ahead and avoid those dudes. So we're gonna head into this cave here. So swap out placeholder sounds for assets in the desert level. That includes the diggers, digging sound effects, as well as the placeholder sound effects for the barnacles. Were swapped out and added with these nicer grumbly ones. Oh, jeez. I think I may have killed myself here. Let's see if I get back. No, I'm dead. Okay. Yeah. I'm just gonna die here real quick. Okay, appears I cannot die in the lava. Bracket. Okay, that's weird. Get myself out of there. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and navigate our way across. As you can see, adding textures to everything as we go. Let me see. Any other issues in this area before I move on? No, I think we're good here. Awesome. Right, so we're gonna go ahead and pick up the next weapon in the allotment. Very cool looking, much more powerful gun than the regular pistol. Very unfortunate soul here. So, right here, we've got our first introduction to the sliceable doors. Gonna pick up these saw blades, throw it. Voila. Oh, hello. Zombie here. Go ahead and cut him in half. Alright. Got a couple more here. Let's take care of them. Ooh, we can get multiple ones. Nice. Let's take out you with this. There we go. Alright, gonna go ahead and equip the hand cannon. Oh yeah, this thing does this job. So, as you can see, pretty much everything in this build has been retextured. No blue textures around here. Another issue in this area that you could see is add textures to the digger. So that digger over there off in the distance has been fully retextured. And you'll get a closer look at it when we get down there, I think. and this has to do with the next issue that I showcased it to you. Again, pretty much everything in the world has been retextured.
I'll kill you.
Yeah, what's up? Gotcha. I missed. Alright, so go ahead. Go through this double door here. Hello. Goodbye. They're gone next. And you. Alright, so here's the SMG pickup. Along with the introduction to it. So it tells you you can press left mouse button to fire the grenade launcher. Right, I gotta change that. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and place this. So the next issue is to add a larger explosion to the first rock wall. So feedback was that the explosion wasn't large enough for the player, so the issue was to just make the explosion much bigger. And so I've gone ahead and done that. As you see here, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate it now. Kaboom. As you can see, the new explosion is much more prominent. And the rock wall has been destroyed. We're going to go ahead and move on to it. So before we get too far in here, let me go ahead and list out two other issues. Was write up soldier idle dialogue, which as you can see has been implemented. Write up dialogue for the rebel fighter in another level that is going to be showcased, Brendan's level. I'm going to go ahead and show you the script right now. And write up dialogue for one of my other colleagues, Ben, in the city map. So real quick, I'm just going to go ahead and show you the script. So here we go. Here it is. All the way at the bottom here, we've got the new script for the city right here. And then the new script for talking to the NPC in Brendan's level right there. So we've got the sniper rifle here. Pick it up. And then, again, all textures have been remodeled and remade. Pretty much no placeholder assets are still available in this level, so go ahead and deal with some of these guys. Got ammo for you. So, a little secret if the player can find it, is that there is a ton of ammo up here in this hideout. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and actually take out the SMG that we got now. Use that. Another issue for the level was more ammo in the actual crater. So I added these supply tents that come with additional health and ammo pickups, as well as ammo regen stations, so that the player shouldn't run out of ammo. Let's go ahead and reload. Next issue on is more background and world building for the digger itself, and why there's a fuse that is needed. So as you can see, there's a truck here. Shush. Trying to explain stuff. There's a truck here that has been long abandoned and left to suffer the elements, with what looks like cargo sticking out the back of it. And when one of the containers is was left to be a fuse. So it looks like these were supply trucks for the digger itself. It's pretty neat. Alright, so here's now in operation. And we're gonna go ahead and get ready for the wave that is gonna spawn. And this is another issue, was to add music to enemy wave system, which you're gonna hear in a second. And the next issue on was to get the alarm of the barracks to start. Do that. As you can see, the music in the background. Get the SMG out. Not very good on long range. We got 40 coming. Actually, it looks like they're Alright, now that we're out of there, looks like not everything's clear. We gotta go ahead and take out these enemies here. Go.
I don't like this.
Gotta go you, and the last one. Any more of them?
Something is off.
Okay. Oh, still one more here. Hold on.
Patrol here.
Yep. Alright, so another task was to replace enemy, or not enemies, but the huts outside the canyon. So they have been replaced with these meshes. Looks like they've been placed down where the huts used to be.
Enemy spotted.
Oh, hello. Bye. So after that whole hairy scenario, we got some more supply stations, and another issue that I have is to introduce the grenade that the player is going to be using. So, suit grenade. Hold down middle mouse to charge distance thrown. I'm gonna go and pick that up. Okay, so we're replenished, get some more ammo. Nice, we're good to go. So as you can see here, if you hold down, the charge starts. And then, I'm supposed to throw the grenade, but it looks like it's bugged it this time. Oh, so now you are indeed out of grenades, so for some reason the grenade is not opening up right now. And then the second of this issue line, so grenades are recharged and they should be thrown, but they're not, was to build this town to introduce the grenade system. So now it looks like there are enemies infesting it. We gotta take get him, so I'm gonna have to blast him twice.
You are
We're gonna go
going down.
take care of these guys.
Come here.
There we go. Hello.
But you're
A lot of you.
here. Incoming.
Work with them though.
Come here. You are going down. But you're here.
There we go. Sniper. Got him. Nice. Let's keep moving on. Got some more enemies coming. Two. Looks like we got some snipers up in the house. Whoops. That's the wrong button. Sorry about that. Where am I now? Oh, back here. Grab some more ammo. Let's go ahead and pull out the sniper rifle, take out those guys in the building.
Something is off.
There they are. Hiding in the
Come here.
I got you. There we go. Alright, and then over here is another issue. We've got a intro, or polish up the intro to the throwable button. So I've added a small little gas station to explain why these barrels are here, as well as added a little bridge that was destroyed to sort of give the player the impression that this was once a toll bridge of sorts, but not anymore. So you've obviously got plenty of barrels around to throw. You can also use this dispenser, pick up any new ones so the player doesn't run out. There we go. Press that button, bridge is going to start coming down. And I believe that's everything. Let me go back through, make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay. Bigger explosion, yes. Give more background for the bigger fuse, yes. Alarms, yes. Add music to the wave system, you heard that. Write up the dialogue, you heard that. More ammo and crater, yes, you heard that. Polish into a throwable button. Add textures, redo huts, done. Replace barnacle meshes, that's done. Add that, done. Swap out placeholder sounds. Add new mesh for the barnacle tongues, yes. Okay, there we go. So yep, that is all my issues, and now I'm going to hand it over to my teammate Jeffrey to go ahead and talk about his level next. Thank you very much for your time. Yeah, thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jeffrey Simmons, and I'm part of the Extendable Capstone team. This is project and portfolio. This is the last sprint milestone video. My name is Jeffrey Simmons, and see, I got Proforce pulled up. This is the build that I'm going to be running. To save on a little bit of time, I went ahead, loaded the game up, and got us into the area, so that way don't have to. So you're playing all the way through from the beginning. To start with, let's look at some Jira tasks here. So the first Jira task is, as the player, I would like for the acid water to look better. Descriptions, I'm going to take a look at making the acid water look better and more fitting for the area for the slums. The completion criteria, new better water for the acid. So, as we can see here, get rid of some of these guys here. We got some acid water here that was definitely different from last video. In my opinion, I think it looks a little bit better. Looks a little bit more low poly to fit in with the setting. Going to the next Jira issue. Here, my next Jira issue. As a player, I would like to the scene for the desert and the slum level. So I'm going to try to match up the terrain a little bit better. Completion criteria is the player can see the scene between the desert and the slums. So let's turn down the music just a little bit here, and we're here. The scene is still here a little bit, but it's definitely better than it was in past videos. This is the best that I could get the terrain to line up without having to check out both videos, both levels, I mean. And moving on to the next Jira task. Next is that as a player, I would like all the textures to look right. As I go through the subs, some of the textures were sideways. So most of the textures that were sideways was on buildings. But as we can see here, the building textures all look right here. So let's go on to the next Jira task. So as the player, I would like the glow sticks to glow. I need to go through the slum level, replace all the glow sticks with the BP glow sticks so that they have a glow around them. Completion criteria, the glow sticks have a glow around them. Well, as you can see here, I'm going to go ahead and pick up the shotgun. These glow sticks now have a little glow around them. The ones that was here before didn't have the point light glow. These two, as you can see, all of them have been replaced, and you can see the rest of them as we go through the rest of the level. Let's move on to the next task. As a player, I would like to hear better background music in the slums. I'm going to go back and change the background music to something a little bit better to hear. The completion criteria is new music is played for the background in the slums. Let's go back in. And as you can hear, this is a little bit more fitting of a game from last week rather than the droning on and on of the 2-3 noticed it was the music that was here before. Going on to another Jira task. Okay, so as the player, I would like to see some props in the slums. I'm going to be adding some props to the slum levels. And then I got a bunch of subtasks for the different types of props that I'll be adding. Add some beds, add some satellites, add some market tents, some fence, signs, barriers, trash can, and rabbits. So let's get back into the game here, and I can show some of the props here. As you see, we got some rabbits and trash cans here. We got some look towers. We have satellite. Let's progress here a little bit. Grab out the Saudi. As you can see here, we got some market tents. What looks like a little bit of food here. We got some fence here, some more trash cans. Oh, we got soldiers fighting zombies down. Yeah, we got some berries here, some more. And here we got some trash cans here. Another book shelf. Now we got the double drum. Pick up some ammo, some health and armor. Okay. Kill these guys. So, let's see, we got some like power lines here as some props. We got some more market stands, like soda, trash thrown around, some food. Okay, I'll go on to my next Jira task here, which is as the player, I would like to see key cards instead of keys. I'm going to go in and change out the mess of the keys to key cards so it lines up better with our game. The completion criteria is the key mess is replaced with a key card. Okay, let's progress a little bit further to get to that point here.
You're going down.
Okay, as you can see, it is now a little electronic key card here. And it does unlock the door. Look around, there's a bed there. As you can see, all the glow sticks do have a glow to them. Oh, got this little guy here. There we go. Alright, let's pull this one. Take care of that barnacle there. Oh, and let's mistime our jump. Let's see, here we are. Okay. Alright, got turned around for a second.
Going down.
guys here. Let's turn the light on. There we go. Oh, there was a cat. Shotgun is so satisfying. I gotta say, I think it's probably my favorite weapon of the weapons that we have here. And then over here, let's go save Mr. Bigglesworth. We got some tables, some more props over here. Trying to make it look like it was once lived in. Some boxes up here. Ah, some ammo. Need some ammo. Alright, there we go. Got some more trash back here. Glue sticks. Leading the way. Got some cells decorating the area. Oh, got two for.
Something is off. Enemy spotted.
Boom, headshot. Okay. Kill that little guy, and now we'll come on this door here. And then we got another cat. We rescued Chloe. Oh, really made a jump. There we go. That was loading in of the next level. Let's place the bomb. And now we can place a plunger. Or explode. Oh. My amplified time on the jumps, right? Let's give that another go. There we go. And a little refresh for the ammo replenishes before going into the next level. As you can hear, the music stops. I added a little helicopter here to kind of help blend in the scenery into the next level, as well as some music. So this is the end of the slums. Once again, my name is Jeffrey Simmons. I'm part of the Extendable Capstone team, and this was for Milestone 2 for Project and Portfolio. This experience has been amazing. Uh, the I the game would look nowhere near as good if it wasn't for all the teachers that has helped us along the way. I would like to say thank you very much for all the time and effort and all your playtests and all the advice that you gave us throughout the months and this month here especially. I'd like to say thank you and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Mic on.
Hello, hello. I will be going over my JIRA tasks for this week. My name is Brendan Flanagan, and I just wanted to get this show on the road as soon as possible. So I did open this build right out of Perforce, the gold build for the final capstone. PNP 6, Sprint 2, yada yada. So yes, let's start with my first task. Most important for my level was I wanted the loading process to be less heavy so there's less performance impact. This includes making physics objects already placed on the ground instead of free falling on begin play, making destroyed vehicles use just static meshes instead of coded vehicle meshes that are hiding things and running particle effects. I looked at cameras, auto turrets, and force fields and other blueprints to offload code on begin play, and what I found the most important was my soldiers delaying their begin play was able to save on performance. So this is where my level actually loads, so we could see how much better that is than it used to be. It's just a quick load, and at least all the performance in this level isn't gone to all hell. So that's that, and I'll run up into here and get us into my level ASAP. Alrighty, so my next JIRA issue actually has to do with some user interface elements that displays the strength of the current grenade throw, so I'm more aware of the effect when you hold down the grenade. So before I picked up a grenade, the grenade unlockable, the UI element was hidden, but it became visible. And throwing the grenade has a UI feedback, meaning when the grenade actually throws, you could visually see some change on the UI. And then also holding the throw lights up a strength indicator a series of 4 times. So on the right side of my screen, we can see I have 3 grenade icons down here, that is. One of which is still full color, the other 2 are grayed out somewhat. And we have this strength bar right here. So I'm going to hold that down and you can see the effects of that. 1, 2, 3, 4 ticks, and then when you throw it, the HUD actually shows that third grenade go transparent and the strength disappears. Unfortunately, the grenade is broken in this build, so that will not be something that you'll actually see, but at least my task for the user interface was indeed completed. Very next task, to keep the ball moving, was to add props to level 3, specifically in the streets, in the military buildings, and the low-tech buildings. So here I'm in the low-tech building areas, and we can see I've just got some boxes laying around, some tables with some lamps, and this actually over here, it's like a workshop, which is some tools, blades, and hopefully a breadcrumb showing that saw blades can take down cameras. And in the streets, just got some rubble, debris, some burning debris, and these little rocks just to break up the monotony of the flat ground. And I'll point out the military building's interior props when we get to there. The next task, I wanted to have the destroyed cars in my level be more clearly destroyed instead of the block mesh cars that used to be there. Just make sure this is still recording. It is. So here we could see examples of these destroyed cars using the destroyed vehicle meshes from the low poly vehicle pack. And that is all throughout the level. Every single one of the block mesh cars has been replaced with low poly vehicle meshes. So this next one I know is actually broken in this build, but I did attempt to, and I saw no no reason that this wasn't working until this build, but as a player I wanted an object that can dispense a single item pickup so that we could resupply the player without giving them everything. So it uses the new object pool to be efficient. There's a separate blueprint that holds all of the pickups that in the object pool. Then essentially I needed the player to be able to press E, have it reactivate after a cooldown period, and dispense pickup can be collected with no issue. Unfortunately, like I said, in this build it does not work. But there is the E. Pickup should spawn right here, and after a period of 20 seconds that lid will close and it could be used again. I just want to show that happen, that even though it's not working, I did stick true to the completion criteria. There it is, and then the player can use it again, and if it was working there'd be another pickup spawned out. So let's keep the ball rolling here. So here we're actually starting to hear some sounds of the enemies talking, and that is actually my next one. I'd like the enemies to audibly convey when they see the player so I know when I'm spotted. So there's the soldiers, the zombies, and the head crabs all make audible sounds when they see the player, and it stops any idle sounds. So you hear that guy saying, "I sense danger," that's one of his idle sounds. And that's one of his seeing and attacking lines. This guy, I guess, was already ready to attack. And some death sounds as well. Go into the next one. So these next two have to do with the APCs. I wanted to see their wheels rotate while it moves, and I wanted to see the doors open when it releases the soldiers. So let's see if I can get a view of that. It looks like the APC is stuck for whatever reason, and it's trying to move. It's got the wheels turning. Maybe I can get his attention. Oh, he stopped moving. That means he's releasing his soldiers and his doors are open in the back, but there's no way for us to see that. Yeah, they must have a nav mesh issue over there. But I'll do my best to get the APC on the next one to show you the doors open. But at least you can see the wheels rotate when it's trying to move. So this task, I wanted the auto turrets to be more animated when firing, so we can more clearly see which direction it's shooting. So here's this auto turret. We got cameras to visibly convey how it sees the player. And this little black area here is where it actually slides open and starts releasing its barrels. Hold on. Oh, well, here we can see the wheels have stopped turning now that it's not moving, and the wheels are turning when it is moving. Walk up, sees me, and it should stop shooting. Hey, there, stops. Very good. Oh, he's shooting at this little head crab. And now he's moving again. Now he sees me, stops moving. So yeah, that all works. Alrighty. So here we're entering the military type buildings, and here I've got a different type of shells with some robot parts just to try and make it seem like these people have the technology. I need to get to the next part to show off my next issue here, which is the keycard asset. I needed it to be more clearly a keycard instead of the block mesh that was before. Needed it to convey its affordance both as the keycard itself and also the receiving slot that takes in the keycard. So let me get up there.
I'll kill you.
Alrighty. So this is where the keycards come into play here. This is the keycard receiving slot. out of the prop pack, and it just so happens that the key card matches right up with it, and it's the key card itself. I believe the blue and the green light catches the attention of the player's eyes, and hopefully they should be able to grab these. So there's another good view of the key card. And the player uses them quite a bit in this level, so I wanted them to be visually appealing. Alrighty, now for the next task. I wanted to see the spinning propellers on helicopters so that it doesn't look like they're magically levitating. I had to make a new static mesh that looks like propellers. I had to code it so that the propellers spin, and I had to make it so that the propellers stop spinning when the helicopter dies. We'll be able to show that off right here. There's the helicopter spinning its propellers, both of them. Oops. Oh, I'm about to die. I forgot to blew myself up with that explosive barrel there. Let's try that again. Oh man. Okay, so back to the task that I was trying to show. Spinning propellers on the helicopters. Okay, we're not gonna blow up? No. Come on now. What's going on with that? There we go. There we go. Blown up helicopter. No more spinning propellers. Jira task issue completed. And if we wanted to have some fun, you could even take this and throw it. Because why not? Alrighty. So I'm just going to pause again. Alright, next to the last thing I got to do is just show the hacking device UI. So, let's take care of that. This was a level sequence that was trying to make it more clear to the player where they need to go to complete this next section. It basically just showed these two parts here, where the player needs to unplug that. And unplug this. Oh, actually, I think if I can... Oh no. The APC probably already dropped the soldiers. Alright, so I just jumped over that APC, try and convey this next hacking device UI here. Okay, so that was just supposed to be zooming in on the hacking device, but that level sequence is also broken. And there's the hacking device, that unfortunately also has a broken UV. But, there it is, and here we are shown the hacking device UI, which is the real purpose of this Jira task. The hackables in range on the left, and the ready progress bar on the bottom. So, when you are not aiming at an antenna, you get the aim at receiver message, but when you are aiming at a receiver, you get the hacking progress bar, and that'll be one less thing on the hackables in range. Now I just got the interior auto turret to hack. Once again, if you're not aiming at the dish, it'll say aim at receiver dish. And finish hacking. And now I've got auto turret. That's my own. And here we can see some more props.
Enemy spotted.
And I'm just continuing to go to see if I can get sights on the APC opening its doors. Because technically I know that that was a task that I said is finished, and I wanted to show that it indeed is. Alright. Okay. So the next goal of this is to show this APC opening its doors. There's the doors open there, and there's the doors closing, and now the soldiers are out, and the APC has done its job. Blow everyone up down there. And I think that was really the last bit of issues I needed to show off. The UI for the hacking device. Yes, it uses all the artist elements. It still functions as before. Text inside the progress bar is readable. So yeah. I am happy to say that as far as my Jira test goes, that was everything I needed to show you guys. So, thanks for watching. Have a good day.
Hello, my name is Benjamin Flagg, and I am part of Team The Extendables, and this is my Project and Portfolio 6, Milestone 2, Jira Task Completion section of this video. So I'm going to go ahead, and this is changelist 831985, and it is revision 66 of our executable. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up, and I will go through my issues. I did this right. Let's go ahead and get started. We are the Extendables, of course. Okay. Soon as this loads. There we go. Go ahead and turn this music down. Let's turn sound effects down a bit too. Okay. Go ahead and get started. Okay, first, some of these issues are probably a little bit easier if I show them off in our sandbox testing level, but anything that is applicable that needs to be shown in actual my level, I will do so as well. So,
Access granted.
go ahead and teleport there. Okay, and since I no longer need Perforce Open, close that. Okay, so let's see. First issue. This is a bug issue. This will open. It is BGXD 503. Flashlight turns off when switching or firing weapons. Normally, I do try and grab video footage to demonstrate the bug, just with time being a factor this sprint, though, I did not, unfortunately, so I do apologize, but that has been a bug that's been plaguing us at least since the last sprint. So I can go ahead and demonstrate those. So flashlight turns off when switching or firing weapons. I am going to go ahead and use our debug cheat code here, just so I can go through some of these weapons. Okay, so flashlight turns on, no longer turns off when you fire weapons, and you can switch weapons as well, and it does not turn off. So, there's Kitty. Let's get him out of the way so he doesn't get hurt. Okay, so that should complete that bug task. So, moving on. Okay, as a player, this is, let's see, BGXD 528. As a player, I want a prompt to be displayed on screen when I get near the airboat vehicle so that I know that I am able to interact with and enter the airboat. And the completion criteria: when approaching the airboat, an E text object displays near the vehicle and disappears when the player moves away. So we do have our airboat vehicle over here with a nice new texturing and model made by our game rights. So on either side, if I approach it, it'll have an E here. When I move away, it goes away. Same on this side, respective of the side. So that should complete that task. Moving on. Okay, as the player, actually, sorry, let me open this up real quick. BGXD 519. As the player, I want my UI/HUD to be updated with new, more stylish, more informative icons for dash, double jump, and mobility gear, so that I can have more informative, immersive feedback when playing. And I should say, just for the rest of a lot of these, I usually make my completion criteria for more complex tasks into subtasks. So a lot of my subtasks that I have will generally also be the completion criteria. These are going to be the same wording, except the new UI/HUD icon for double jump ability is implemented and functional. Same goes for the dash ability, the grappling hook ability, and the hook shot ability. Let's go ahead and switch back over. So we do have our new HUD right here, provided to us by our game artist. But since I'm specifically talking about abilities, I'm going to go ahead and get these pickups to show that. First I grab this, and you can now see in the bottom left-hand corner next to the health bar, we got the new double jump and dash icons, and if I jump once or twice, it will change that color and the number. So there we go. 1, 0, counts down, then recharges. Same thing with the dash. 1, 2, after delay. No matter if you do 1 or 2, it will refill. So that is the double jump and dash. Hook shot, we do have some temp in the upper right-hand corner. We have some different icons, but this actually down on the bottom left is what we're using currently, and that is both representative of the grappling hook and the hook shot. So if I turn it on, it's got a sound effect. The color is not quite what we wanted on that circle that appears around that icon, but since they do show the same thing, you can now grappling hook and hook shot. So that should complete that criteria. Let's go ahead and move on. That was all of these. This one is for my level, so I'll come back to this. Okay, as the player, I would like for each... Oh, I keep forgetting to read the thing first. BGXD 542. As the player, I would like for each soldier, type, and zombie to have appropriate matching bodies when sliced in half, so that my immersion is not broken when slicing them in half. So that basically applies to if you launch a saw blade at them or like cut them with the katana, for instance. Before, it would just default to the destructible default UE4 mannequin. So completion criteria and my subtasks. Each soldier enemy type has an associated destructible mesh. Zombie enemy types have an associated destructible mesh, and destructible meshes are fully implemented and functional. So, switch over for demonstration here. Let's go ahead and pull out the katana. So I have these soldiers lined up. They don't include the helmets when you cut them, but they do have the actual meshes, colors, materials applied to them. So, it's 4 guys. Sorry, guys. You can tell it's the same. He's standing up, I guess, but it's good for demonstration purposes. Ooh, that's kind of disturbing. So as you can see, they keep their color. They don't default to the Unreal standard materials. And then zombies. Others should pop out of the ground here. Here we go. So we've got the fast zombie, slow zombie. And I think I just activated an enemy wave. So if they come over here, okay. If I can get this guy quick. You know what? I'll probably cut here. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I am back. Just didn't want you to have to wait while that music was playing, and I had to complete that enemy wave spawn. So, actually, what I am going to do real quick, for this next issue, it's actually a little bit easier to show it off in the editor, and then I can show you, if I need to, part of it working in the actual executable. Because this issue is BGXD553. As a player, I would like for each enemy vehicle type, which is the APC, dropship, and hunter chopper, to have appropriate matching destroyed versions so that I am fully immersed and aware of when I've defeated an enemy vehicle type. And the completion criteria / subtasks are armored personnel carrier, APC, has an associated destructible mesh. The combine gunship has an associated destructible mesh. The hunter chopper has an associated destructible mesh, and the destructible meshes are fully implemented and functional. So the reason I am going to show part of this in the editor is because they do actually, I was able to complete these, having them each have destructible meshes and implementing them. However, we ended up going with a different version. Instead of having them blow apart, basically they switched to a destroyed mesh version. So like for instance, I have, where is it here? Destroyed vehicles, here we go. Okay, so I do have destroyed destructible mesh that I created. I believe this is the, it's kind of hard to tell here. This is the hunter chopper. This is the dropship. And this is the APC destructible meshes that I made, just to give you an example. So here's this. Let's see if it'll, I think I have to do that. Give it a second to load. There we go. So they all do. I did create versions that blow apart down here. They each, I believe, blow into 3 or 4 pieces. I'll go ahead and go through all just for completion's sake. And then we'll show what we went with in the end. Okay, I believe, there we go. This is the dropship. And finally, the APC's retractable mesh. Pardon me. There we go. Now this one just breaks into 3 pieces. Okay, so there is that one. So they do all have destroyed versions. However, we ended up just using these destroyed static mesh versions instead. Basically, some of the reasons for that is, for instance, for like these aerial vehicles, it was kind of cool when you would blow them up with these actual static meshes. They would typically tend to like spin around while they're crashing. It was just kind of cooler than having them just kind of blow apart. In the APCs, it was kind of nice to just have a sort of burning vehicle record. In the game, they actually are on fire when they're destroyed, versus just having them break apart. A little bit more, I guess, if you want to go realistic. But hopefully, I believe that should still kind of complete that criteria, even though we did change some of the design at the end. So that should be that. Actually, I'll probably cut here too. Well, actually, I could probably just pull up this executable again real quick. But I am actually, yeah, I'll cut just to save you some time. I'll be back in the executable in 1 second. Thank you. Okay, sorry about that. I am back in the executable, and I am going to show off my Jira tasks that I completed that are related to my actual level itself. So, firstly, let me pull that up before I teleport to that level. First, I'll go over some of these here. I was able to complete all these subtasks down here first. I'll show. However, there is one that I did not for the subtasks, so this actual full issue, I guess technically isn't completed, but hopefully these are suitable. So I'm still going to go ahead and read this off since they all fall into this one. BGXD 566. As a player, I would like the downtown level map to be immersive, look finished, and play at an acceptable, relatively smooth frame rate so that I may enjoy a smooth, immersive gameplay experience as much as possible. And then the completion criteria are going to be, let's see, probably should maybe go over some of this when I teleport there. So let me go ahead and do that first here. Go ahead and activate dev mode for debugging. So now I can load my downtown map. Teleport there and unload the training facility. Okay, so hopefully, as you can hear, there is ambient sound effects and music that just started playing. So, let me go ahead and actually, now that you've heard that, if I can turn those down. Okay, there we go. So, I'm going to go ahead and jump back over to these subtasks here. Because that actually does complete this first one. Add music digit for areas. Combat / intense music for action blocks. And ambient music for certain areas. Let's see here. See what I can show off here. Some of these might be a little bit difficult to show off, like adjusting the level streaming volume locations and deleting unnecessary ones. I was able to do that. Let's see. As you can see, Brennan's level behind me has unloaded. And Noah's level will load once I get to the end of my level. So that was able to be completed. Change environmental meshes and materials, city walls, buildings, props. That is something to where I was able to go through. These city walls were geometry brushes. I was able to switch those over to static meshes just to save on performance. And it's kind of hard to tell, but these close nearby ones have a little bit more detailed texture, and then the rest. Let's see if it'll let me. Don't know if it'll let me unpossess the player. Okay. You know what? Let's try this. There we go. So we got a little bit of a different texture going on here. Okay. Ooh. Sorry, this is not the normal console command flying, so it's a little weird. There we go. Okay, so was able to switch those. The buildings I just kind of kept. I did switch some of the closer buildings that the player interacts with. Okay, add and adjust the respawn volumes. I was able to do that as well, including one at the very beginning of the map, which it didn't have. So if you were to die at the beginning of my map, you'd actually go back to Brennan's level, which was causing issues, but I was able to fix that. Again, I apologize. Some of these are a little bit hard to show off in the actual build until you're like they're kind of under the hood things. Let's see. That one. These are kind of related. Fix the lighting. Make sure dark areas aren't too dark, bright areas aren't too bright, and that lighting doesn't heavily affect frame rate. Also, make sure the tech lab building lights aren't hidden in the game. And add, delete, adjust particle effects and shadows. Ensure game runs smoothly at an acceptable frame rate when enabling particle emitters such as flames, sparks, etc. Okay, let's see. That I can probably go ahead and do this. See if I can. You know what? I'm actually going to go ahead and just turn that music off. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, it is. I still wanted to have it be a little dark, just for atmosphere, but you can actually see what you're doing. There's a couple particle effects, but I pretty much got rid of all fire. Those sparks are there just for player guidance, just to kind of help navigate them around. Same thing with the police car there. Other than that, there's pretty much no real particle effects. I got rid of a lot of lights. Here is actually... This is the first time I've used this version of this flying we have, so apologies. There we go. Okay. This is the Tech Lab building it was referencing to. These lights were hidden by accident before, and now they are not. Actually, I can show off one of my tasks right here. This interactable lamp. Just a small touch. Kind of just one of those silly fun things, but that does relate to some of the rest of these tasks here. So that is the fix the dark areas, lighting, particle effects, and shadows. Come back to this actually because this is actually showing off what I just did. So apologies if I'm kind of jumping around. I'm just trying to do this in proper order to save you time. BGXD279. As a player, I want a larger variety of prop objects in the different levels of environment so that my interactions with those objects are more interesting, immersive, and believable, and so I have more gameplay possibilities when using them. And completion criteria, which are also the subtasks. Destructible objects like that glass window that I just came through. Both environmental and physics/throwables behave and break apart realistically and appropriately according to their mass, size, and material. And there are more types and varieties of props and or destructible objects or objects featuring destructible meshes that are available for players to interact with and destroy than the current standard glass windows and wooden supply crates. These could include tables, lamps, desks, chairs, other set decorations. I kind of tried to go light on that just to keep as much as I have it for this task, to keep the frame rate and performance up. So kind of just stuck to just some of the small touches like that lamp, the windows, and the destructible crates. I did add things like, since I don't want to fall out of that window. See if I can fly again. There we go. Things such as trying to avoid this enemy activation volume. No reason to fight during this video if I don't have to. Like you can pick up some debris as well and use that. Okay. And let's see, lastly, so that should complete that actual task. Going back to the other one. Let's see, add additional soldiers and zombies, increase the number of enemies added to the level. I believe is the last for this task. Go ahead and show that off. Probably the easiest way to do that is fly over here. So there's some extra soldiers on this rooftop. I did add extra soldiers down here as well as zombies, but the easiest place to see where I added that, there we go, is over here. There's also the crates. So there's additional helicopters, choppers. I think they're actually shooting at me. So I'm going to try and not die here. The zombies start underground. Oh, wait, they might be actually fighting the zombies. You can see there's kind of additional things. There's an APC as well down there. So I'm going to fly back over here just for this very last task. Go back to this Tech Lab building. Okay. Alright, this should be my last issue here. I can find it. Here we go. Okay. BGXT412, as a player, I want to be introduced to new movement upgrade abilities such as the ATV suit's mobility gear, which consists of the grappling hook and the hookshot cable swinging, in a very easy and seamless, natural manner, so I can use them properly in an effective and useful manner. And the completion criteria is the same wording for each of the three. It basically goes through IPM, so I'll just read this first one. Mobility gear introduce segment is clear and more natural in how it introduces the player to the grappling hook and hookshot abilities through level layout, tutorial prompts, player feedback, designer intent, and actual implementation of the mechanic. The other two are, instead of introduce, it's the practice and master segments. This one, I do apologize. I kind of left that a little vague. This was more where I just tried to smooth some of like the level geometry, soldier placement, object placement, just so that you, when you do go through this tech lab, let's see if I can just kind of show off at least this part.
Access granted.
So you do have like tutorial prompts that'll pop up for each one. For instance, the gravity gun. So you can kind of just hopefully. Oop. Well, actually, I just realized it might make this a little bit difficult with because I teleported to this level. I actually don't have the double jump ability, so let's go ahead and do this. I can hopefully fly through this vent and at least do the rest of this introduce segment. Okay, so got this here. Let's see if I can still make this without the dash. Righty. Okay, got that. And then I'll just kind of show off
Alert.
one.
Security breach in R&D. All nearby personnel converge.
Just kind of get to this next little segment just to kind of show some of how the IPM works now. Hopefully I can do this without dying. Alrighty. Land. Okay. Moment of truth. See if I can do the hard version of this puzzle. Alright, first try.
Access granted.
Okay, this is the second. Oh, this is the actual mobility gear, I should say. Okay, mobility gear required. You can now use grappling hook and hook shot. Left alt is equip and unequip. Left mouse button, fire and release grappling hook. Right mouse button, fire and release hook shot. Okay, so you can practice in here if you want to with those. Oop. There we go. Oh, you know what? Forgot it actually will not let me use that either without the other upgrade first, because it does a Boolean check if I have the double jump thing, so I might just have to go up here. I'll show that. Anything with this texture, I should say, this texture in here, it'll let me back in, is intended, the grappling hook and hook shot will only work on those. So, let's see if I can get around this guy. Sorry. Okay, I'll just show this just to kind of show that off. I do apologize, I kind of forgot that I had removed my testing pickups for this final release build. Okay, time dilation. We actually introduced this a little bit earlier, but I wanted to bring this to the player's attention because it does come more in handy when you do have the grapple hook and hook shot to aim your shots. If, say, if you miss a shot and you're falling, you can activate the time dilation. So I kind of reminded them here. Your new upgrades have also unlocked a secret powerful technique when airborne hold. It's actually not left shift anymore. That changed, so that is something, not really a bug, but a UI thing that I guess lets temporarily slow time and slow your fall. Who knows how else you could use it? Hold E to continue. That is now actually mapped to the T key. But over here, there's another version of that texture. So the player can jump across this, or they can hook shot over there. And if I can fly real quick out of here. So when they're over here, they can grapple over here. And for instance, down here, they can ride this elevator down or even jump and use time dilation to practice kind of swing around here. There's a lot more enemies. Like I said, the zombies are underground here, so it's a little more difficult. Actually, some of them looks like they actually have already taken out the soldiers. Let's see what else. This isn't related to the mobility gear, but it kind of is related to this end level IPM. Kind of tried to make this more of a track. Player can still drive around, but with these barricades, that will lead the player over to where they have this last little mastery section. This is kind of more for fun. There's no real reason to go around here unless players just kind of want to mess around with the hook shot and cable swing. But they do actually need that to get through this last little obstacle. They could swing over here and get over here to Noah's level, which is here. So that, I believe, not the greatest demonstration, but hopefully that does kind of illustrate the point of all that. Apologies that I can't go back and show that, but I can do this actually real quick, just to show that it does still work. So that was the actual like IPM flow, but
Access granted.
let's go back and just do a 10-second version of this. So I think I did this earlier, but grappling hook. Okay, and that is just to show that those systems do still function. It's just you do need both of those pickups that I got for that to work. But thank you very much. I believe that should complete all of my tasks. So thank you for sticking with me as I go through all those. And thank you. And that is it for me. I am going to go ahead and pass it off to Noah.
Hello, my name is Jonathan Span, and this is my sprint review for milestone 2 of Project and Portfolio 6. Let me find the build, hold on.
Access granted.
Alright, so I went ahead and fast forwarded that for you so you didn't have to watch me fly over here. But let's get into my tasks. So the first task is BGXD480, and it's as the player I want. Oh, let me move it over here so you can see it. It's as a player I want there to be more textures and materials applied to the level so that it looks less like a block mesh. Completion criteria is some materials in our textures have been replaced on buildings. And right here you can see all the tile has been replaced. This is true for all buildings in my level. And this is another task right here. It's going to be VGXD483. It's as a player I want the mesh on the gun pickup to match the mesh on the weapon so they look the same. Completion criteria is the mesh on the gun that the character is holding is the same as the mesh on the pickup. So this is the pickup and this is the gun mesh. So they match. next task is BGXD471. It's as a player, I want to be forced to wall run on my first encounter with the wall running panels that I improperly introduced the mechanic. Completion criteria is rooftop is blocked off in a way that forces the player to see the wall run panel. So before, this was all open and you could just dash across it without even realizing that there was a wall run panel right here. This now forces you to be funneled towards the wall run panel with the pickups, and you wall run across to make the gap. Also, one of the tasks that I would like to mention is more enemies. So, as a player, I want there to be more enemies in the high-rise levels so that the level feels more intense. Completion criteria are enemies are present in the katana room and an increased amount of enemies on the rooftops, which you haven't really seen that yet, but I've placed some more enemies. Like in this room, for example, I placed a couple more enemies that weren't here before, and then we're about to get to the katana room and you'll see those enemies there. I just wanted you to keep that one in mind while we're going through the level. Some Z fighting that needs to be fixed too, though. Alright, and this is a task right here. It's BGXD472. It's as the player, I want the offensive demonstration of the laser grids to be well lit so that I can clearly see the enemies being killed. Completion criteria is players can easily see enemies. This is the offensive demonstration. Enemies can be clearly seen, and them being killed can be clearly seen. That guy dodged death because he's not in front of it, but there we go. Alright, so this is where we're going to see the increase of enemies in the katana room. For that one completion criteria. But also it hits BGXD 479, which is as a player I want the combat in the high res level to be more intense yet not too difficult so that it feels more exciting. This also contributes to this task because one of the completion criteria is more laser grids and or explosive barrels. Right here the player is encouraged to use, oh, I just signed out of my account, hold on. I'll fast forward this so you don't have to wait. Okay, so as I was saying, one of the completion criteria is more laser grids and more explosive barrels. So in this area, the player is encouraged to use laser grids offensively. So once they get past these little walls right here, a wave starts. That adds enemies to the katana room. Also, adds a way for the player to use these laser grids. Oh my, he's fast. Oh, I missed one. I also added a ammo crate in this room. If the player decided to explore a little bit, they'll get rewarded for it. This is one of the other tasks, which is, as a player, I want the mesh on the katana pickup to match the mesh that the player holds, which is BGXD482, and the completion criteria is the mesh on the pickup matches the mesh on the weapon that the character is holding. So this is the mesh of the pickup, same mesh that I'm holding. The only thing that got changed was the color, but it's the same mesh. Before the pickup was just a super grid, like blocks put together. So the other task right here is a checkpoint. It's BGXD473, which is, as a player, I want there to be a checkpoint after getting the katana, so that if I die, I can respawn next to the elevator. Completion criteria is player respawns next to the elevator if they die on the rooftop. These guys have pistols, so I'm just going to jump off because it'll take them a while to kill me. And them having pistols brings up another task. The next completion criteria for this, which is more enemies using pistols. These guys had shotguns before. Now they have pistols. Oh, and then this brings up my next task, which is BGXD478, and it's, as the player, I want there to be more cover on the rooftop so that the increase in enemies does not feel imbalanced. Completion criteria is an increased amount of cover. So we got this cover right here whenever they first come out of the elevator, and then on this rooftop we have... Oh. Got cover over here as well. The player to use. Alright, and this, I'll clip this out. I have to go get, debugging pickup from over here. It's pickups that you normally would get in the last level. But, I won't cut it out, it's gonna be quick, so. But these are normally pickups that you get in the last level, so they already have them. Alright. Okay, so this is BGXE474. It's as the player, I want to be forced to use the grappling hook in combination with the wall run so that I can practice combining the two mechanics. Completion criteria is the player can't grapple from the doorway of the first building to the doorway of the second building without gaining distance first. And what I mean by first and second building is this is the first building, that's the second building. And they can't stand here and grapple to that doorway. They have to use that wall run panel to get some distance, and then they can get it. And then down here is another area where I added some more laser grids.
I don't like this. You are
Oh.
going down. Something is off. You are going down. Something is off. Going down. Incoming. I'll kill you.
Alright, and then right here we have BGXD481. It's as a player, I want there to be props placed throughout the levels that so that the rooms and buildings look natural. Completion criteria is props are placed inside rooms, props are placed on the streets. So we have the streets, we have vehicle on the streets,
Something is off.
we have some buildings that replace the old buildings that were just blocks. And then we have props in here.
Come here, Joe.
Don't know how that happened. That needs to be fixed. But props bar with some stools, booths, tables, and another bar with shelves and bottles to make it feel like a bar. Also this sign right here. Alright, and then this. Brings up BGXD475. It's as a player, I want to be able to see the grappling hook surface on the second to last building before a wall run so that I can create a plan. Completion criteria is player can see grappling hook surface before they attempt the wall run. So if you look right here, this building used to be too tall to see the grappling hook surface, so players wouldn't know that that's where they're supposed to go. So instead I slanted it so that it would direct them towards that. And now they know that after they hit this panel right here, they have to immediately look up and hit that one. Alright, and then this is going to be my last task, and it's BGXD476. It says the player, I want the last elevator in the executive building to be replaced with an elevator room so that the level stays consistent. Completion criteria is there's no more elevator pad, and the elevator room matches the other elevators in the level. Alright, so this is the new elevator. No more pad. And it looks just like all the other ones.
I don't like this. I'll kill you. Patrol going down.
And then this is the exit. The extract. That's the end of the game. Thank you for watching.